Hello everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Pokémon Heartgold for the Nintendo DS. Anyway, let me shut up while the intro plays. So, yep, this is Pokémon Heartgold. I'm with Thoughtful Destruction. So, I decided to do a Pokémon Let's Play because I thought, you know what, I could do an RPG, and, so I did. And just so I'm clear, this is pre-recorded footage, unlike my last two Let's Plays of VVVVVVV and Sonic CD, because otherwise it's impossible for me to record it Nintendo DS footage. So anyway, this is Professor Oak, and he is the Pokemon Professor, and Professor Oak basically at the start of the game tells you about how you're a kid ready to embark on a new adventure out in the world, and he explains what Pokemon are and everything, and yeah, it basically just serves to introduce new players who have never played a Pokemon game before, which, you know, there are a lot of the times when a new game comes out. And so, one thing to note is that this is obviously a remake of Pokémon Gold and Silver. This is Heart Gold, so it's obviously a remake of Gold. And it looks a lot like the other Generation 4 games, Pokémon Diamond and Pearl, but it has a lot of changes that I think make it a much better game than Diamond and Pearl. One of the main changes that I enjoy is that it's largely touchscreen based, so that you no longer have to use the physical buttons for the menus. But anyway, here we are, and you get to name your character, and I named him Josh after myself. That's my real name. And yes, it is. So, you can name your character, the character who eventually becomes your rival character, and any of your Pokemon. All of them can be named whatever you want them to be. And some players take delight in naming them dirty words. I almost named my rival a dirty word, but we'll get to that. So anyway, we're in the main character's room, and he has a nice computer, a television, a plant, and a bed. And when we check our PC, we see that we have a letter from Lyra, who is a friend of ours. And it says, "Adventure, excited, I love Pokemon." And this is kind of to show you that you actually, later in the game, can send letters to your friends over a Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. But here's our mom, and when we come downstairs, she gives us a bunch of stuff. And as she's saying now, our friend Lyra was here, and it seems like she wants to play with us. So basically what happens here is your mom gives you all the options you'll need in the game, your identification card, your bag, the ability to save, your options, and other stuff. And what I do here is, after my mom gets done talking to me, is that I go into the options, and I do this for every Pokemon game. I change the text speed fast, because otherwise it goes so slowly. And that's just how I prefer it. So we shall exit and see what Lyra and Professor L want. What's this? It's a Marill. And there is a little girl. And it looks like she knows who the Marill is. and she just left. You'll learn who she is in just a few minutes. But anyway, this is Professor Elm's lab that we're heading into now. And he is one of Professor Elm's assistants. As he is saying now, he is not the professor. That is Professor Elm. So yep, like he's saying, you'll get your very first Pokemon from Professor Elm. And the machine on the right there basically has 3 Pokemon in it. And as we will be seeing in a second, he wants you to run an errand with the Pokemon that you are going to take. You have to go visit Mr. Pokemon and see what he wants. So, yeah, basically you just choose your first Pokemon. And there are, like I said, 3 to choose from. You have Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil. And I chose Cyndaquil because usually when I play the game, I either choose Totodile or Cyndaquil. Totodile is a bit more useful because he's good against the first gym leader. But I like Cyndaquil because I like fire types, and I like Cyndaquil's final evolution. So now we're nicknaming our Cyndaquil, and I nicknamed mine, well, you'll see in a second. I nicknamed him Fireballs because that's kind of a reference to a video in Brawl Taunts, if you've ever heard of Brawl Taunts. Here, why don't I post the clip here? Okay, so that was Brawl Taunts, the clip that I was talking about anyway. So, now that you have your Pokemon, you can go with Professor Elm to... Well, sorry, you can go to see Mr. Pokemon, but first you have to talk to your mom. Oh, but the assistant gives you some potions, I forgot about that. And the potions will help you a lot, because sometimes when you're out fighting Pokemon, especially early in the game, your HP gets depleted pretty quickly, and so you'll want to be able to heal whatever. And here we are meeting Lyra for the first time. So that was the girl we saw earlier. She's basically your childhood friend, and she'll appear occasionally in the game to fight you. But, yeah. Oh, who's this? He seems kind of rude. But, anyway, let's ignore him and go talk to our mom. And, well, actually, I guess we're in the wrong house. I decided to visit Lyra, you know, just so you can see her room. It's the same as yours, pretty much. I don't think there's any difference, actually. But, there's Lyra and her Mario. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And that's her dad, obviously. And now we will go talk to our mom. And I kind of missed her for a second. And you get your Pokegear. The Pokegear is, well, it does a lot of things. First and foremost, what it allows you to do now is that it allows you to call people, which has various uses throughout the game. But it is needed for certain story events. The person who calls you most, if I'm not mistaken, is Professor Elm. So it will be useful to be in contact with him. Because here he is now. And he basically gives you his phone number, so that if he ever needs to call you, or you need to call him, that you can do that. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that, unlike the other Pokemon games, except for Pokemon Yellow, your first Pokemon in your party will actually follow behind you. And literally every single Pokemon is able to follow behind you if you want them to. Just have them in your first slot, and they'll be behind you. And here's our first battle. And it is against a Cuckoo, because I was playing this game at night, and so I ran into a Hoot first. Usually, if you're playing during the daytime, you'll run into that one kind of raccoon-like Pokemon. I forget its name. But Hoot, I don't think is very useful. His evolution isn't that powerful. It can learn some psychic moves, but I personally would not recommend it. And this battle takes me a little bit because I kept using Growl, and Growl, as you can read, lowers your attack strength. But, oh, I missed well. I forgot all that. Oh, we'll be getting him here in a second. And there we go, that was our very first Pokemon battle. And basically after every battle you get experience points, and when that little blue bar you saw fills up, it will basically allow you to level up. And basically when you level up, your stats increase. And also, another interesting fact is that when you level up, you'll sometimes learn new moves. And certain Pokemon will evolve when they reach a certain level. So, if you have multiple Pokemon on your team, it's usually a good idea to level them all up. On here would have been a battle, but I cut it out. It was just a regular Hoot, so no need to fight the same thing over again. Just, it's a waste of time, so I just decided we didn't need it. But we are entering the very first town, Cherry Grove City. And right off the bat, you are greeted by an old man who can tell you're a trainer. And, I'm not sure, but I think it might be because you have a Pokemon following behind you that he knows, but I may be mistaken. So, yeah, you have to keep up to him because he's running. In the original games of Gold and Silver, there are no running shoes, so, this man in those games basically just serves to show you around the town, and he fulfills another purpose in a minute. I never noticed this before, but when you're near the sea, you can actually hear like the sound effects of the ocean. I never noticed that before. This game has a lot of ambience, like natural ambience, that I really like. It's a nice touch. So, yep, you get running shoes, and the running shoes are one of the best things you get in this game. It allows you to go much faster than just walking like I have been. So now, no more slow walking. We can go wherever we want, and it is very useful. Oh, and now the old man also gives you a map. This is what he originally gives you in Gold and Silver, is just the map, no running shoes. So, you check the map through the Pokégear, and the map will show you the world and where everything is. And it's not really useful right now because we're mostly going through linear areas, but it will be useful later. And here's the first fight with a Rattata. But I'll only be showing a fight if it's a Pokemon I've never seen before, or if it's a trainer battle. So, if I run into a repeat Pokemon, I will cut it out, unless I level up. Also, that's another condition. So if I level up, if it's something new, or if it's a trainer battle. And, yeah. So, Rattatas are pretty weak, and we took it out pretty easily. And we leveled up for the first time. So as you can see, Fireball's stats increased, and he learned a new move, Smoke Screen, which is, it's kind of useful. It's got its uses. But anyway, we are nearing the end of this video, so I thank you for watching. I'm Methodical Destruction, and I will see you in part 2. Goodbye.